Hi everybody, welcome to Serenity Cards and Coaching. Today we're on the 12 Weeks of Christmas series and we are on week 11. I still can't believe we're counting down to Christmas, but we are. We started out last week with week 12 and we had a notepad. Super cute, making a list, checking it twice. And so that was week 11 and that was week 12 and now we're on week 11. And I'm really excited to show you some of the things that we're featuring today on week 11. The first thing I'm going to tell you is you can stay up to date with all of the weeks at lilamonkey.com/subscribe. Super simple, Simon. You go out there, you just answer a couple questions, give your email, confirm that you're joining, and then you're going to get the 12 weeks of Christmas. I even go backwards and I send past weeks. So no matter when you join, you can get a past week. And I always give free ideas and free measurements. So for today, we're going over the free measurements for how to make this guy, all the supplies that you would need, all the measurements, and then I give like for all different levels and all different interests of stampers. So easy peasy. Every week I'm gonna feature what's something just super simple, Simon, that you could do. And then medium level, so something where maybe you got a little bit of time, but you can't go super crazy. And then also for the avid hobby stamper, whether you've started or not, getting ready for Christmas, I'm gonna have some ideas for you. So, and then actually handmade for sale. So you are not going to want to miss the 12 weeks. I've got some really awesome stuff lined up. So go ahead and subscribe and let's get to what we're focusing on for today. So for today, we are making an adhesive caddy. And I will tell you, I love this guy. I made it about a week ago. It was just an idea I saw out there. Wendy Lee, I saw this idea from her a while ago. She had this idea. I finally made it and oh my goodness, I've had it sitting on my desk for a week and it is my go-to. This is going to be a part of my wardrobe from now on. This is just going to be a part of my desktop. It's really convenient. It holds all the adhesives that I would use, right? So I'm a liquid glue user, so got a little spot for holding liquid glue. Holds mini glue dots. It even holds if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin or if you get any of our kits and you get extra sheets of those glue dots, which I do use up, tear and tape, and then dimensionals of all different sizes, right? So everything just fits perfectly right there. You never have to lose your adhesive again. So we're going to learn how to make that guy. I did want to show you, I actually will sell this handmade package for you as well, complete with adhesives and a little tag on it. And we can ship it to the recipient. We can ship it to you. You can do porch pickup. So isn't this just super cute? This is just some of our ribbon, our Blushing Bride ribbon. And then this is the Love Santa tag. And this is super easy peasy. This is more on the easy peasy side. We have a Love Santa kit. And so it's got super cute tag on it. You could make this gift yourself and give it away, fill it with adhesives, or you could actually, I even have kind of a DIY version where you can buy it partially made and make the rest of it. And it's featuring the Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper, which is just scrumptious. It's just beautiful. It was on back order, but we can get it again. And so last week we had featured, honestly, my very favorite pattern was the gifts pattern, right? Which I thought was great for a notepad of who am I sending what gifts to, right? But then this time I'm featuring another favorite pattern, which is these stripes. And I think this will take me beyond Christmas, right? So this is just something I can have out in the springtime, in the summertime. I can have it out any time of year. Just a nicely decorated little box. So I've got Whimsy and Wonder, and then I'm featuring the Blushing Bride ribbon, but you could use any ribbon. So let's go ahead and get started with our pieces. And so again, I'm going to share the dimensions here today. I'm also going to share the dimensions down below. So you're going to be able to get all of those. But if you go to my website and if you subscribe, you're really going to get them all nice and written out in a nice format. But for today, let's go ahead and get started. Basically, and I'll show you exactly step by step how to do it, but a little sneak peek is we're basically putting together 3 different boxes. And even though they're different sizes, it's gonna be the exact same construction. So let me take you through it step by step, but just know it's the same construction for all 3 boxes. So you can see this is like large box number 1, and then this is kind of medium box, and then this is tinier box. You could frankly make any of these little boxes on your own and just have like, you could just have a glue holder right there, right? But we're gonna learn how to make all 3. So the construction is gonna be the same. I'm gonna show you how on the first one, and here's the dimensions. Let me take that off. Here's the dimensions. So we've got our Blushing Bride cardstock, which of course, you know me, I love that all our colors match, 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 match. So Blushing Bride is kind of like the basis for Whimsy and Wonder. We're gonna cut this to 8 1/4 by 6 1/2. So that's what we've done. I've already cut that. I'm showing you the scoring step. So I know you know how to take a piece of cardstock and cut it. So we're gonna cut that. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take that piece of paper and we're gonna score it on the short side. We're gonna score it on the long side. So we're gonna score it on the long side at 4 1/4. And then we're gonna score it at 5 1/4. Then we're gonna score it on the short side, and we're gonna do that at 1 inch and 5 1/2 inches. So you guys, I'm not gonna take you through the scoring. Oh, I will. I'll show you the scoring of all the rest of them. I will do that. So we have scored our cardstock. So now we've got that. Now the next step that we're gonna do, and this is the part where I'm just gonna show you, can't really put measurements there. I'm going to cut the tabs and I'm gonna place the tear and tape. So let's go, I'm gonna show you how on this guy, and then I've already pre-done it on some of the other ones. So to cut the tabs, and I hope that you can see it. So to cut the tabs, I've got like a couple score lines right there and right there. So I'm going to cut those. I'm just gonna cut straight in on those score lines, and I'm gonna cut straight in on the score line. And then to make a tab, I'm just gonna do like a tiny little, just a tiny little triangle, and there you go. There you've got your tabs, right? So I've done that on side 1. Now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna do it on side 2. So you guys, you're gonna do this same exact process for every single of the 3 boxes that you do. You're going to cut the big piece, you're gonna score long ways and short ways, and then you're gonna come in, you're gonna make yourself some little tabs. So we've got that. And then the final thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna place our tear and tape, and it's gonna be the same every time. You're gonna put the tabs on one side, so you're gonna put tear and tape like on the tabs. That's gonna be the first part that we're gonna work with. And then on the other side, you're gonna put tear and tape like that. And I like to put 2 strips because you're really gonna want it snug as a bug in a rug. So for all 3 that you're gonna do, you're gonna put your tear and tape on one side, and then you're gonna put your tear and tape there on the other side. So I've already done that for us, and I'm going to burnish. And where did I put my bone folder? I don't know. So I'm just gonna burnish with my fingers. I'm gonna go ahead and fold all the score lines. And you guys, when I fold score lines, I like to fold both ways. So I like to just really get the paper just good and bent and good and pliable and good and workable. So I can be using my bone folder, or I could just go like this, and I'm gonna make it good and pliable everywhere. So then I know I've just got a nice, and I do this anytime I do a score line. Honestly, I just do it anytime I do a score line. I love the feeling of paper. I love working with paper. I love getting it to just be just right. So now we've got the fixins for our box. And again, it's gonna be the same process for every single one. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, and by the way, your tear and tape that's going to go on the bottom is going to go on the shorter side, because the shorter side is the front and the longer side is the back. So you're going to want your tear and tape on the shorter side. So I'm going to go ahead and come in and just remove this tear and tape right here. And I'm going to assemble the first part of my box. So you can see I've got it, I put the tabs on the inside, and there they are, can't see them, so that's nice. And now I'm going to go ahead and assemble the rest of the box. I'm going to give it just another good fold. I'm going to remove my tear and tape, and I'm going to assemble the rest of the box. And sometimes this tear and tape is a little fidgety. You can use take your pick tool to get the tear and tape started too. Sometimes it gets a little ambitious and it wants to like tear off the cardstock. So you guys, I love this guy. I've made a few of them and I can't wait. I've gotten some good feedback, like I've posted it to my Facebook group and I've gotten some good feedback about it already. So I love this guy. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna seal that up. And oopsie, you know, you could use glue, honestly, and glue would give a little more give. You could do that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that. And now I have got the back of my box constructed, so you can see we've made good progress. That's that guy right there. Now you can see he's cut at an angle, so I'll show you how we do that. And his sides are decorated, so I'll show you how we do that. So to cut the angle right there, which just gives a nice little look, I'm just coming in with snips or scissors, and I'm just gonna cut at an angle right there. I'm not being super precise. I'm just kind of going from one corner to the next corner, giving it a good cut, and there I've got it cut. I decided to put some decoration on the back. The one that I was looking at, I don't think was as decorated on the back, but I just like looking at pretty color everywhere I look. So we're gonna go ahead and use some glue, which we happen to have some in my handy adhesive holder right here. Now you guys, I could very easily, why don't I do this snowflake pattern? Should I just go rogue? I think I'm gonna do the snowflake pattern. I'm gonna go rogue. I wasn't gonna do that, but I'm doing it. It's done now. So I'm gonna do the snowflake pattern. Now, so for sure, this is gonna be a holiday or Christmas one, right? So this won't last as long through the seasons, but honestly, the reason I'm doing it so early, the reason I'm doing it at week 11 is because I think that we're going to be in heavy production mode as we're making stuff, as we're making Christmas cards. And so I'm getting us a nice adhesive station, so we just have that to be able to use all throughout. Look how pretty. Oh my God, shimmery. Just so pretty, right? Okay, so that's that guy. We're not going to decorate this panel because he's going to be covered up by the other two. So I've already taken time to cut and score the other two, but I am going to show you those dimensions. So let's just take a look. So now this is the next one. So this is Blushing Bride cut to 6 by 5. So that would be 6 and that would be 5. And then scored on the long side at 3 inches and 4 inches. And then scored on the short side at 1 inch and 4 inch. And then cut the tabs and place tear and tape. So we cut the tabs out. We place tear and tape on the front and the back. And then we're going to go ahead and get everything all folded up so that we like how it's all folded up. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And get this done on the other side. I've used these, so recently I used a larger version of this and it didn't have the front, it just had the back and it was a little bit bigger, and I actually put handmade cards in it. So actually, I wonder, you know what? I used the same size actually. I didn't even realize it was a different template. You could use just this back one and put some handmade cards in it, and that would be a gift. And so I did that with, I gave cards to the neighbors for World Card Making Day. World Card Making Day was October. Oh gosh, October 2nd. And I brought cards, like I took a paper plate and I put like one of these boxes in it. And then I put like 4 or 5 handmade cards, just different ones. Some nice, like really, really nice wow cards, some super simple Simon, some paper pumpkin, some kit cards, just like a big variety of cards. And I gave some information about my website and could they take classes or could they order handmade, because I do have a really nice display rack of cards and an online store. And so, but really, mostly, I just wanted to be of service. So I filled my little maker filled with cards, and I brought, and I decorated it the same. I don't want to crinkle, but I put like a paper plate inside a ginormous like bag like that, and I wrapped it up and I brought it to everyone. And it was just awesome to go around the neighborhood and meet my neighbors and connect with everybody. And so one woman said that when I go back to face-to-face classes that she'll sign up. I mean, that she'll come. She's right behind my house. We worked with them as we were doing fence stuff last year when the weather was really bad. But anyway, she said that she would come. And so I don't know if that's going to turn into anything or not. But what I do know is it felt really good to go connect to the neighbors. So now, same thing. I'm going to go ahead and cut these corners off. And now I've got my box number 2. Now what I want to tell you is I'm not going to adhere this yet, and I'll tell you why. Basically, we're going to adhere box 1, we're going to make box 1, we're going to make box 2, we're going to make box 3, we're going to adhere these 2 together, and then we're going to put them on there. And so let's get to the making of box 3. Go ahead and turn that off, and I'll show you the ingredients for box 3. Box 3, Blushing Bride cardstock. We cut it to 6 by 3 3/4. So we've got 6 by 3 3/4, and then we scored on the long side at 3 inches and 4 inches, and then we scored on the short side at 1 inch by 2 1/4 inches. And then now we're cutting the tabs and we're placing the tear and tape. So same. You guys can do all different sizes. And again, if you guys, if these measurements went by too fast, of course you can go back and rewind. I know some people don't really, everybody has their own way that they learn. Like some people just jot stuff down as they go. Some people like to have PDFs written out. Some people rewind and go back and catch stuff. I'm trying to accommodate you by both putting the measurements here and by when you subscribe, I've got everything already written, and I'm going to get that out tonight where I've got all the measurements. So now this could also be like a little lipstick holder, right? So same, I've got the tabs there. I'm going to go ahead and take this, and then I'll show you the affixing of the designer series paper. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this tear and tape. You know, glue would work too. I think the instructions that I read had glue. I don't know why. You guys, I'm not always super consistent about what I do. Glue would have worked. It would have gone a little bit faster, and it also would have, gives a little give when you're making things, right? But everybody has their favorite adhesives that they use and does different things, and none of them are wrong. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere that guy, and I'm going to adhere that guy. Now you'll see on this one, I did have adhesive on both sides, and I'll tell you why. That was to remind me to glue the 2 of these together. So I'll show you that step in a minute. But anyway, same construction, you guys. Now what step do I do? Now, of course, I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut at the angle, and I'm going to cut at the angle, right? I'm gonna look and make sure that I like that. I do. And so now I've got my 3 boxes. And like I said, I put that adhesive there just to remind me to adhere these 2 together so that I had made, well, it's already all boxed up, so I won't show you that guy, but I made one without adhering these 2 together first. And you know what happened? What happened is this guy is a little bit shorter than, so this, the length of this is a little bit shorter than the length of this. And so what happened was I glued the first one on to the far left and the second one on to the far right. And then there was a big gap in the middle. So I wanted to make sure I didn't do that again. So we're gonna go ahead and adhere those 2 together. I'm gonna do that now, and then I'm gonna do the decorating. And I am gonna use glue because I think that'll go a little bit quicker. I have been using tear and tape, but I'm gonna go ahead and just use my glue here. When I use glue, I'm just gonna use a light little smattering right there. So you guys, I'm super excited. I'm also gonna record week 10, hopefully today or tomorrow. Oh gosh, I gotta do week 10 and week 9. Well, I already know all the projects I'm doing. So, but I'm gonna record them because I'm going on the road for 2 weeks. Bob and I are going to New Mexico, and we're gonna visit his mom. We're gonna visit his sister. His daughter's coming down. My sister's coming out. Super excited for all of that. All right, so you guys, that's the makings of the bones of it, right? So I'm gonna take that instruction off. That's the making of the bones of it. We've got it pretty made. Now, I've started the designer series paper, so why don't I take you through all the designer series paper measurements. So back to this guy, the designer series paper measurements for the back are 4 1/4 by 4. So we've got that. And then for the sides, we're gonna do 2 3/4 by 3/4 inch. So I've already cut all these. Let me pull these over here. Gosh, I guess I'm doing the other side now. So let me get those all lined up over here. So I've already cut all my pieces, but I'll take you through them one by one. So the first thing is we're gonna do the 2 sides of this guy, and we've got it at 2 3/4 by 3/4 inch. So, oh my goodness, I'm excited to see how the snowflake one works. All right, I'm getting these adhered. So we're going to New Mexico. So we're, well, first we're going to go see Stamper Cheryl in Nevada. Cheryl, oh my gosh, she's such a good friend. I don't know that she watches Facebook Lives or YouTubes, but she is such a good friend. I've known her, oh my gosh, since probably like 1990. We got married in Hawaii. She came to my wedding. Oh my gosh, we've just done so much together, and now we stamp together. And so we're gonna go visit her in Reno, and then we're gonna go down to New Mexico to visit Mom and all family. Oh, you guys, look at this. Oh my gosh, it's so delicate and pretty. So pretty. All right, so that was that size, right? So that was the 2 3/4 by 3/4. Now we're gonna go to the dimensions for this next box that we made. And oopsie, did I have that? Oh, you guys, I'm trying something new. Okay, hopefully I did this guy. So yeah, this is 1 3/4. You know what, I'm gonna turn that off. I messed up a little bit. All these little programming of all these little measurements. So basically, for sure, it's 3/4 inch, right? So, and then I'll just tell you this other guy. So sorry about that. I've been really learning how to be a little more better on Facebook and everywhere. So this is 1 3/4 by 3/4. So let's see if I have that. Yeah, 1 3/4 by 3/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and and again, you'll get the dimensions down below. And for sure, go to lilamonkey.com/subscribe, and you'll have all the measurements in there too. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these little guys on the side. I'm gonna put this little guy on the side, and then we'll get the front decorated. And And you can see, because we took the time to kind of adhere those two together, we don't need to decorate those two sides because you can't really see it. So now, pretty sure I did those sizes. So let's see if I did those. You know what? I think I forgot to do all that. So I'll just tell you, I'm sorry about that. There's a lot to manage in this little world. All right. So this is 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. And then this guy's gonna be 1 inch by 1 3/4. And again, dimensions below, dimensions when you subscribe. So let's go ahead and get these glued up. And we'll take a look at our final guy. We'll get some glue in him and we'll take a look at our final guy. This is the Whimsy and Wonder. It's just the designer series paper and then matching Blushing Bride cardstock. And then hopefully like you already have your trimmer and your scoring tool on hand and your bone folder and your snips and whatever adhesives that you need. And so there is our final box. Let's take a look with these guys inside. So we've got our dimensionals, we've got our tear and tape, we've got our mini glue dots, we've got our glue, and there we go. Look how amazing. You could put a little bow on the front if you wanted. You could dress it up. I'm gonna crinkle a little bit. You could dress it up and put it in a little gift package. You could use, oopsie, I'm trying not to crinkle too much. You could use the Love Santa tag and give that as a gift. I'm gonna make these available a couple different ways. You get the dimensions and you could just make them yourselves. I'll sell partial kits where I'll email it to you flat with the adhesives and you can kind of assemble it yourself and have it on hand. And then the final thing is I'll make it completely assembled with a few different color choices and can mail that either to you or to the recipient, maybe with a custom card. So stay tuned. And where are you going to get all this information? You're going to get all this information at LeilaMoenKay.com. Subscribe. And you guys, I'm just really, really grateful that you joined. Give me a like, give me a love, follow me, and stay tuned for week 10. All right. Have a fantastic